Alright fam, the name is Xander, or R, and in case you didn't watch my Queerlit Readathon vlog, I got a new camera. That's why the quality is infinitely better than it was before. Because I'm no longer using my phone, I'm using an actual camera. So yeah, it's real lit. My face is real lit. It looks a little washed out. I wish I was not so white. But alas, it is fine. And anyway, I'm here to bring you my November wrap-up. Instead of going in like, I only read 5 books in November, and so and 2 of them were in one series, 2 of them were in a different series, and 1 started a new series. So like, instead of doing like contemporary fantasy and all that kind of stuff like I did in my last wrap up, I'm just going to tell you like what the series were and what they're about. The first series that I finished is Trials of Apollo. So Trials of Apollo, if you are unaware, is the 3rd series in like the Percy Jackson universe. I mean, it's not really a spoiler. I said it was kind of a spoiler in my Queerlit Readathon TBR, but it's not really that much of a spoiler for the Heroes of Olympus series. So anyway, I'm just gonna tell you what Trials of Apollo is about, because why not? It's basically where Apollo is sent down to Earth, and he's in a mortal teenage body, and he has to like go through all of these trials to get his immortality back. That's why it's called Trials of Apollo. I'm not gonna tell you what the trials are because I feel like that's a little spoilery. So you just have to read the series and find out if you want to know what the trials are. But he does go through several trials. And it's really good. So first, I read The Tyrant's Tomb, which I'm too lazy to get up and get it. So you're just going to see a picture of the cover on the screen. Editing me is not going to like this, but current me does not want to get the book. So, Tyrant's Tomb is the 4th book in the Trials of Apollo series. And let's just say it goes pretty hard. Like, the 3rd book goes really hard. But like the 4th book also goes really hard. Like Tyrant's Tomb, I don't know, it was really good. I really enjoyed like the pacing of it, and it was a real nice middle grade to get me out of my reading slump that I was still kind of in, because I read it for a readathon and I managed to read it within I think it was 10 days. Yeah, I started it on the 2nd of November and I finished it on the 9th of November. I can look at my phone now, guys. I have Goodreads open and I can just look at it. This is amazing. But anyway, so I really enjoyed The Tyrant's Tomb. Especially because we got to meet some more characters and like revisit some characters from a specific place that I'm not going to mention. Because again, spoilers. It's spoilers for Heroes of Olympus technically, because if you've only read the first 5 Percy Jackson books, you don't know that this place exists. And if you have, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I'm just not gonna say. Anyway, it was really nice to revisit those characters, and the new characters that were introduced were also really cool. So I enjoyed it. The next and final book in the series of Trials of Apollo is called The Tower of Nero. And oh my god, y'all, this book was so good. It was so good. It had my faves in it so much. And I was thriving while reading this book. Like every time that they showed up, I was just like, bless. It made me want to, and then at the very end, their like storyline is left open, so I'm like, I need to write this fanfic, but I don't know what to write. So, it's real fucking good. I was almost crying in the club. at the very end because it ends really well. And it's just so good. I really feel like it got me out of my reading slump because I took like 10 days. Yeah, I took like 10 days to finish a book that I started after them, but that's not that bad. Like, it's really not. So I really do feel like it got me out of my reading slump. So like, thank you, Rick Riordan, for the Trials of Apollo series, and thank you for including my faves in the last book so much. And leaving it open for them to just have a series where they're the main characters. Like, we are out here, we are living, we are thriving. It's amazing. Next, I read the Green Creek series, the 3rd and 4th book of the Green Creek series. So the Green Creek series starts with Wolfsong, and it is about gay werewolves. That's pretty much all I can really tell you without giving spoilers. There's witches too. There's a really bad witch. They have to like defeat him. So there you go. There's a little bit more about the series. But it's mainly just about the gay werewolves. So anyway, the first book is Wolfsong. If you were here long enough, you would know that I didn't like Wolfsong that much. But if you watched one of my more recent videos when I talk about Ravensong, you'll know that I actually really enjoyed Ravensong. So I continued with the series because I had them on audiobook, and why not? So I read Heartsong, which is the 3rd book. And it just so happens to follow, like, my favorite character that was introduced in Wolfsong and Ravensong. And the love interest is asexual. So this was lit, guys. This was fucking lit. The plot was like heartbreaking, but in the best way. It was just great. It was fantastic. I loved it a lot. I was like, man, these books just keep getting better, don't they? And then I moved on to the 4th book, which I also enjoyed. I did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Heartsong, but Brother Song is the last book in the Green Creek series, and I mean, it was fine. I liked the I liked the romance. Don't get me wrong, I liked it. It was nice. And I liked how the plot like ended up resolving. I liked that. That was neat. But you know, it did. We had a brief reprieve from the obnoxiously long smut scenes that are in this series. And Heartsong, it wasn't long at all. I think it might have been I listened to them on audiobook, so I don't know how many pages it was, but it only felt like a page. So I was like, oh bless. But then Brother Song came, and that one was, oh my god, so long. I think I did the math and it was like 27 minutes. Now part of that 27 minutes was a flashback. So it wasn't all smut, but it was mainly all smut. And you know, I just was like, I mean, this is good. This is well written, TJ, but like, I don't care. So anyway, it's fine. It was a good book. I liked it. I still have to write a review for it on Goodreads. I just realized I haven't done that yet. And I haven't done that for the last book that I read in November, and that's Witchmark. So Witchmark is the first in the series, so I can tell you all about it. So Witchmark is about this guy. He's a doctor and a war vet. His name is Miles Singer, and he works at a veterans hospital. Just chilling, you know. He works in the psychiatric ward. And yeah, he's just chilling, living his life, trying to like help these veterans. And then there's a war going on at the time. And the war is over. And so he has to get rid of half of his beds to make room for more veterans that are coming in. and he's like struggling with that. This is mentioned on the back of the book, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. But Miles is not just a lowly psychiatrist that he would like you to believe. He's actually a runaway mage. So in this book there are mages and there are witches. Witches are essentially just poor mages. Mages are the wealthy people that have magic, and witches are the poor people who have magic. In this world, witches are believed to go insane, so most of them are locked up in asylums. So yeah, that's fun. Miles is actually from a very wealthy family, and he ran away, joined the war, and then he returned and, you know, is like hiding from his like family. And then he meets this guy named Tristan Hunter, I think is his last name. And this Tristan has this almost dead guy in his arms when he comes into the hospital. And the guy dies. And the book is about them trying to figure out who killed him, because the guy said he was killed before he died. So they're like, oh, it's a murder. And so they're trying to investigate it, so it's a murder mystery. But it's also a romance between Miles and Tristan. It's a very slow burn romance, and I really enjoyed that. And it's also a fantasy, because it has all these witches and like mages and like other things that are fantasy. So it's really a good blend of all of those like tropes and genres. And so I really enjoyed it. The next book is about a character that, I mean, she was fine, but like, I wish I could just read the third book that's coming out, because I like the character it follows a lot more. But I'm still going to read the second book because I really enjoyed the world. Maybe we'll see more of Miles in it. I mean, I hope we do. I feel like it would kind of defeat the purpose if we didn't see him at all, but I'm not the author. So we may not. We don't know. I'll let you guys know whenever I read the second book. I don't know when I'm gonna read the second book, but eventually I will. And those are all of the books that I read in November. All 5 of them. I know this took me a very long time to get through 5 books. But you know, I had to give Trials of Apollo the praise it deserved. So that's probably why it took so long. And you know, it's higher quality, guys. You don't have to like deal with shitty phone quality, you know? So I just realized I'm gonna have to get some books out for this thumbnail. I'm a fool. So if you made it this far and you want me to know that you made it this far, leave me a bow and arrow emoji. I checked. There is one. It's next to the water gun on my phone, so it exists. And you're gonna do that because Trials of Apollo is amazing. And it relates to the video. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.